Did I? I'm medicated. Adam Sessler, everybody! How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I've been taking my home play with me today.
Well, I was gonna, because I'm always confused with the work and the play and then the home, because like when you play a video game for a living, which you do often,
Yes.
what a damn treat that is. Like that's, I was
If the game's good.
If it's good, which I think
Yes.
thankfully we're talking about a good game
we are
today.
talking about a good game.
We're talking about Borderlands, which is a game that I think at least Caps Lock Flaming Forum fanboys wrote off, I think, online. A lot of people were against this game for whatever reason. It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's one of those remarkable games where you can see the flaws, and, there are quite a few there. That does not get in the way of just the things that work so well in this game, and you're looking at it right there. Shooting people.
Right, yeah.
It's like shooting
and you
crazy
get to do
things.
plenty of it. And, I mean, I describe it as a mix of, like, it's like Call of Duty meets Diablo.
Yeah, I think that's
valid?
the best. I mean, with a little bit of World of Warcraft thrown in there, because you have... I think grind elements that are a little bit closer to World of Warcraft, and that they're very satisfying. And you have this sense of like you're slowly upgrading your character like in Diablo 2, and of course you have guns in Call of Duty.
Yeah, and I love that. Like we described it as a mix of three amazing titles that people love, instead of going like, oh, it's an ounce of Tetris meets Bejeweled with some Mario Kart. Like these are three very solid.
That sounds bad.
That sounds awesome. Are you kidding me? Someone will make it, and it'll be on the PSP Go. Not that that's a bad platform. You do have 4 classes to choose from, which is cool.
Yeah, so you have a soldier, which is probably the most familiar. You know, it's a lot of guns, and each character has their special abilities. This one is you have a turret, but you also have the siren who can turn invisible, sneak into the battle, and bump someone on the head. And you have the berserker who has some degree of invincibility and is more of the explosive heavy weaponry type. And then there's the hunter who has a pet and is very good with the sniper.
Yeah, and it's again distinct classes with distinct abilities, and in skill trees that really they really get. It's a pretty in-depth RPG in that you can upgrade your skills a certain way to play your character.
And I think though that this is one where I think for the purposes of it being a shooter, it's got exactly the kind of skill tree. But those who are thinking something even closer to Diablo 2, it is a little more limited. And a lot of those skills tend to be more on the passive side, so you don't always get that awesome thing that you can see immediately affecting the world around you.
One thing you do see immediately, though, are the weapons. And that's what this is all about. This is gun porn at its finest. There are hundreds of thousands of weapons.
And they're different.
They're different, yeah. I was playing with guys who had already beat the game. They were working on their second, third characters. I was a level 6, which is just an hour or 2 of gameplay. I shot a shotgun, and they all went, what the hell was that? In my ear.
I haven't seen that shotgun before.
Wait, you've been playing this game for like 60 hours, and you still haven't seen something that I picked up in the first few hours. Yeah.
You know, like, look at Mass Effect, where they are also promising a lot of weapons. And while there were differences in the weapons, you never really felt that difference in playing the game, except for maybe, okay, I dropped that guy a little bit quicker. Here, just the accuracy of these weapons can be felt. That it might be a more powerful weapon, but having a harder time, you know, just getting a beat on someone's head, whereas I have a less powerful weapon, and I'm just pulling headshot after headshot.
Of course. It's all about the co-op as well, the experience. That's true. 4 players, drop in, drop out anytime. The vehicles, not a fan of that.
That's another one of its drawbacks. And the problem is, you really need them because there's a lot of nothing in between certain points. I think if it was better populated, I don't want a smaller game, but a little bit more things. You see a lot of really predictable small points that are happening between point A and point B.
Right. What about the loot, though? Finally, I mean that's always a big thing in these games. You kill an enemy, thousands of shiny things drop out. Gamers go ooh and then run.
I mean it's really money and the weapons and the ammo, but you need all of that so quickly, and there's so many weapons. It's fun to be able to say, okay, I've loved you, but I'm dropping you on the ground and picking up this new shinier weapon.
I was very surprised by this game. I've been putting hours into it. My friends seem to love it. XPlay gave it a 4 out of 5. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's because of mainly those flaws. Also, the story, not really there. And it's kind of too bad because this world is so visually fascinating. I kind of wanted to get deeper and deeper into it.
You find yourself just grabbing missions and not really even reading what they're about. You're like, okay, I'll queue those up. I'll go to the shiny diamond on the waypoint, and we're going to call it a day, right?
But at the same time, what it does, he does so well that, I really can't fault it too heavily.
Borderlands, there you have it. Adam, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
See you online.
4 out of 5, yeah, absolutely. It's already out for the Xbox 360 and the PS3, and it releases for the PC next week.